There have been many contenders in the race who manufacture and revolutionize a phone that checks every box to make the perfect daily driver in the past year. Recently, there has been a new market emerge in which OEMs make the best smartphone under the $400 price range. The Chinese company ZTE announced the successor to the Axon Pro of last year with the same philosophy, to bring a high-end flagship phone, but not with the flagship price. So let's take a look at the Axon 7 and see if ZTE has a winner in his hands. To begin, the phone measures off at 5.5 inches at QHD in AMOLED with a 538 pixel per inch density. It houses the typical flagship silicon with its Snapdragon 820 and its Adreno 530 GPU, 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of base internal storage that is able to be extended via micro SD card slot. It has a 20 megapixel camera with an 8 megapixel front. It is a very common setup for all the flagships of this year. The feel in hand is amazing. A heavy but not too heavy all aluminum clad with its rounded corners and slight chamfers on the edges, and it creates an illusion of holding a smooth pebble found in a river with the exclusion of the fingerprint scanner dimple found on the back. The cold feel in hand every morning when unplugged from the charger helps reinforce the idea that you are holding something really special and well built. The addition of the 2.5D glass on the front, which allows swipes from any corner to feel effortlessly and very satisfying. Overall, the build of the Axon 7 is a definite plus and won't disappoint. The Axon 7 boasts a 5.5 QHD screen. It is AMOLED, meaning it has deep dark blacks and a rich oversaturated colors that really pop off the screen. The panel is very bright and doesn't have any issues with direct sunlight viewing. The panel is covered with Corning Glass 4, which is claimed to be far less prone to scratching and cracks. So let's go over the software, won't we? The Axon 7 runs on the older Android version 6.0 Marshmallow with its custom UI flavor on top of Android. The phone runs quick with little to no lag. It changes to the aesthetics of stock Android with their own custom packs and redesigned notification panels. It's not all bad, but it does include additions such as changing the screen temperature, changing the actions of the capacitive buttons, as well as double tapping the screen to turn it on. The Axon has a lot of extra features that aren't normally found on sub $400 phones. The fingerprint scanner works well and it's very accurate. Even with its placement on the back, the index finger falls naturally on the dimple and unlocks without any issues. The phone also rocks a pair of front-facing speakers powered by Dolby Atmos technology. The phone's two front-facing speakers are loud, really loud, with stereo sound and the Dolby software enhancing the audio. These are easily able to fill up any room. Another feature to mention is the high-powered DAC built into the headphone jack. It is capable of reproducing high-quality output, tested and capable of competing with prior headphone output quality kings, such as the LG V10 and the iPhone 6s Plus. Next is the camera. Where phones usually have major compromises is in the camera. The Axon 7 carries a 20 megapixel optically stabilized camera with a 1.8 aperture. When testing out the camera, first thing I noticed is the great camera interface. It offers tremendous options and settings to the user to capture the awesome photo. When examining the photos, it is a capable camera. The camera captures images with balanced photos, though with the slight issues of trying to detect the correct exposure. It tends to overexpose quite frequently, but on the bright side, the camera is quick to focus, snap photos with an insanely fast burst mode and manual mode for snapping the perfect photo. The front camera is great as well, with its wide-angle lens allowing you to fit many people, your friends and family. The photos are very detailed and have great colors. So what good is a phone if it doesn't have juice to have it powered up? The Axon 7 has a 3250 mAh battery with Quick Charge 3. The phone can easily last an entire day, maybe a day and a half. Standby is great, only losing 2 to 4% laying down in your pocket overnight. It doesn't have wireless charging, but with compatibility of Quick Charge 3, it charges insanely quick. So, what does this leave us with? If you ask me, it is an incredible device. It offers more than they expected from any other competitor at this price range. For $400, the ZTE Axon 7, in my opinion, is an excellent value and can recommend it to anyone. It earned the spot in my pocket as my daily driver, and I don't see it being replaced anytime soon. I'm George Nino, and this has been my review over the Axon Pro.